In this video, I want to talk about how you tackle a subject that you don't know much about, or how you can find a niche that you're not familiar with and decide whether or not you want to market to it. Now, it's much harder to dominate a cold niche than one you already know a lot about, but it's not impossible. However, you must choose carefully and you must do your homework and make sure that you know what you're doing, because it's very easy to fail this way. So the first thing that you want to do is you'll want to carry out some research online to not only find the niche in the first place, but also to assess its viability and its profitability. And there are several sites online which can help you do this. Okay, the first site to look at is Google Trends, which you can find here at google.com/trends. And this gives you an idea as to the rising and falling searches on Google and how popular a particular topic is. You can explore the categories. You can go from this drop down here. So you can have things that are related to business or entertainment or health, science and technology, sports, top stories, and so on. And you can have them from just the United States, or you can have a particular country elsewhere. You see the whole list here of things that you can look at. Also, you can type in a search term or a website URL in here, which will give you a breakdown as to how often that particular search topic is looked for. Let me just scroll down a bit so you can see the rest of the page. You can see these are all the popular ones in the United States at the time that I'm making this video. There we go. Okay, the next one is to find the best-selling items on eBay, and it's Terapeak. And this is a service that works in conjunction with eBay, and they will give you a lot of data about the best-selling items on eBay, so you get an idea as to what's popular on eBay at the moment. It's rather a long URL to log into, so if you just go to pages.ebay.com/marketplace_research, you'll be prompted to sign into your eBay account, and then it will take you to this page and you can watch the video that explains it in a lot more detail than I can. Then there's Amazon Best Sellers, which you'll find here at amazon.com/gp/bestsellers. And this lists all the bestsellers in various categories on Amazon. Let's just scroll down a bit so you can see better. So you've got toys and games, electronics, camera and photos, video games, books, clothing, and so on. And also, if you've been a regular user to the site, you'll have some featured recommendations based on what you've recently looked at on the site. Now, you can also go down and explore by department. You can see here, which will give you a much deeper insight as to what's selling best on Amazon. Last one I want to show you here, and that's What's Trending, which you can find here at whatstrending.com. And this gives you an idea as to what's trending on social media at the moment. You just scroll down here, you can see all sorts of things here. And it comes from various social media sites, Twitter, Facebook, that sort of thing. You got videos that are trending and so on. You've got more trending things here, and so on. And so, and these are sites that you can look at to get more of an idea as to what's popular online right now. So once you've had a look online to assess this niche's profitability and to decide whether or not it's one you might like to market to, then you want to carry out some further research offline just to carry on and make sure that it is going to be viable. And the first thing that you want to do is to go down to your local newsagent or your local newsstand and take a look at the magazines. Because if a publisher is prepared to put time, effort and money into publishing a magazine on a subject, then it's a potentially lucrative one. Think about it. It costs money to print a magazine. It costs money to pay journalists to write up all the articles. It costs money to pay the photographers to take the photographs. It costs money to print it and to distribute it and so on. And if it's a magazine that's been around for a while and is published fairly frequently, then you'll know that it's a potentially lucrative niche. And the more magazines, the larger the niche, because obviously each magazine needs to turn a profit. But of course the downside to that is the more magazines there are, the greater the competition is likely to be. So you might have a harder time dominating this niche. But also the flip side to that is there may be more affiliate products to sell as well. And trade journals are great for identifying smaller specialist business related niches, because if there is enough interest for a trade journal to publish and to turn a profit, then it shows that that niche is a viable one, but it may not be one that some of the bigger players feel is worth their while going to. And so therefore, going after some of the smaller niches, some of the low-hanging fruit, might be better than trying to go for something that is more competitive. The next thing you want to do is to pick up a copy of the newspaper and have a look at the want ads and the job ads. Now, if somebody wants something badly enough to spend money on placing an ad, chances are they're not the only person out there looking. So therefore, it shows that there is a need to be filled. And if there's a job to be done, well, there's also a need to be filled and a skill to be learned and a skill to be taught. So that could be another niche or another sign that this niche could be profitable. And then finally, there are TV shows and radio discussions. And in particular, things like home shopping channels. I don't know about you, but I've never actually bought anything from one of these home shopping channels, but obviously people do. So therefore, if they can sell to that niche, if they can sell that product, it costs a lot of money to keep a TV station on air. You've got all sorts of people in the background that have to be paid. You've got all sorts of technicians. You've got, just the electricity bill for the lighting can be quite expensive. So if they are selling a product and it's selling well on one of these home shopping channels, then that should be a niche that you could investigate. Another thing is specialist subject TV programs. Here in the UK, we have lots of programs about gardening and lots of programs about doing your house up and lots of programs about moving house and finding new houses and that sort of thing. So it just goes to show that that is a big niche. I'm not saying that's one that you should necessarily go after, but if there is enough interest in that particular niche for somebody to make a TV program or a TV series about it, then that shows that it is quite a large niche and it is a viable niche. The other thing is radio phone-ins. And if you've ever listened to a news talk station that's got a phone-in, you'll know that people do like to get on and moan, particularly some of these ones that go out at night. They'll just sit and moan. But actually, listening to what they have to say could well point you in the right direction, because if someone is unhappy about something, then they're looking for a solution, and you may be the one to provide it at a cost, of course. So these are all the things that you need to do first to do your preliminary research when you're starting to find a niche that you perhaps don't know anything about. And we'll continue this video in part 2, where I'll talk you through how you go about doing deeper research to make sure that this is the right niche for you and to make sure that it's going to be a profitable one for you.